Hey, welcome back to the table. So I got something extra that I configured for my camera here. I know you're just seeing blank table space, which is a good thing. So I have, for example, these are the pilots that we're going to use for this next mission. And let me get them all into view for you here before I reveal. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, arming and equipping these guys, and they're going to go into this next mission. Now, what's this thing that I've been working on that I'm so excited to show? Well, I figured out how to do this. Boom. Now we have the target, and I know there's a little bit of glare. I apologize, and you can see my little cord. That's my USB cable that's running to the camera. I can't do anything about that. I tried to shove it as far to the side as I could. But basically, we're going to do some, I finally have a top-down view so you can see the game board a little better. And I hope that you'll find this to be more helpful. I certainly think it will be. It's better than the angle of this camera, which is also helpful at times, but not so much. So I am going to try to tweak just one more thing, and I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, I tried to make some improvements. It looks like the glare is a little worse. I got almost the entire thing in. What you see missing is there's actually a row below this. So the entry area, the standoff area is actually below. So I don't have that in view, but I still think you're going to find this to be much more helpful. There's one more thing I got to try. And maybe that helped with some of the glare. It sort of did. But we'll make it work. What I've been doing is just changing the distance the camera is, like how far above. And it helps and it doesn't help at the same time. So anyways, we're going to give this a try. And maybe you'll find that this is more helpful. So as you can see, the target is there. And now the question is can you read the target from the camera? And I sort of can't when I'm looking at my preview here. We can obviously zoom in from up here, and the green screen effect is still turned on. So of course it's getting wonky. That's, I think, what part of the problem is. So I will just pick up the card and move it to our other camera, and let's switch. Okay, so this one is going to have a sight on the approach, 2 in the center, and a bandit on the approach, 2 in the center. It needs 6 hits to be destroyed. Still plus 1 more because of the infrastructure on the mission chart. It is a dispersed target and a vehicle. So again, the AGM-65s are heroes of the day. I think they're called Mavericks. And you can see it's a vehicle plus 3, and it's immune to the dispersed, or it cancels the dispersed keyword. So that's probably what we're going to end up using. And of course, if we don't destroy this, at the end of the day, we lose a victory point. Okay, so that's our situation. And we're going to flip this back over. Oh, well, actually, let's equip our guys. So remember, we still get 6 SO points for free. So Farm Boy here is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AIM-54s. So 6 Phoenix missiles. We will give him an ECM pod. And then, of course, 1 and only 1 space is left. So he will take a AIM-7. So he's our only anti-air guy. Basically, he's going to fire his whole load in the beginning of the game. And normally those cost us an SO point, but because of this mission, they're all free. So that's why we're taking advantage of it. So hopefully we'll blast everything out of the sky with that. But it's a dangerous game because you don't get to roll and see if you hit. That's the problem with this. And in fact, I'm getting rid of his ECM pod. I can't take that gamble. I'm going to put on another AIM-7. So we're going to have to, I need some backup plans, because if these miss, I need to be able to hit them with something else. So that's what we're going to try to do. And we have our AWACS, which, just as a reminder, +1 on all air-to-air, which is going to help him, and air-to-ground rolls. So, but he's a little worse at ignoring events. I have to roll a 6 or better to ignore an event with him. I have my Prowler, which is going to get his token 4 AGM-88, just like so. And that's what he always has. And that's all he equips. And then we have Haas and Buzz, which are our 2 light guys. And then we have extra. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do your classic ECM pod plus AGM-88 to take up 2 weight points. Because everything, well, actually in this guy, he's got 7 weight points. So we're just going to do an AGM or ECM pod. Let me check real quick. We actually get to see the bandits first before we equip our guys, don't we? Yes, we do. We get to see the sights. So let's switch back over to this and let's get the sights placed. So it's 1 around the edges. So 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2 into center. So let's sort these out now. So I like the fact that I raised this up, but I don't like to me, those are hard to read. So let me see if I can. So that's zoomed in a bit more. I know you don't get to see the outer edges as well, but hopefully though you'll appreciate the part that we're interested in, and I can always fill you in on where we're coming from. So that'll let you see it a little bit better. Okay, so we have a radar sight with a range 1, and that's pretty, I can see that through the computer pretty well, so hopefully you can as well. And then there's another radar sight and another one, but this one has a range 0, range 1, range 0, and another range 0. So there's quite a few range 0 guys. So the big threats are here, here, and here. Everybody else, these only shoot low, so we can fly in high right over them. And remember, we get to shoot from 2 spaces away if we're using the Mavericks. So this guy, we don't need, this is the only threat, because we can come in from the north here and get to this location, which is just at the edge of the camera, and shoot 1, 2 spaces away with our Mavericks. And the only threat is this guy. So I do not need extra AGM-88s with my other pilots. So I'm going to put an ECM pod. I'm going to put an ECM pod on our light bombers, but that's it. I'm not going to put an AGM-88 on them. And then that gives 6 weight points left. However, we have a waypoint penalty, don't we? Yes, we do. So the waypoint penalty is 1 for this mission. How do I know that? Because this is target 56, and 56 is right here, and it's a waypoint of 1 with stress 2. So I have to make some adjustments real quick here. First of all, the Prowlers are never impacted by waypoint penalties. They just always have 4. Here, I'm going to have to reduce one of my AIM-7s, which that's a little scary. I mean, there's a part of me, it's like, well, maybe I should reduce one of the Phoenixes. I don't know what I would replace it with, but I would maybe want to do that. Let's see, the Harpoon. Nobody else is really good against dispersed targets, and that's, I think, the issue. Boy, this is a little hairy. I'm actually going to reduce one of the Phoenix missiles. I actually believe that having these to finish off whoever survives is important. So here, we only have 6 weight points. So putting an ECM pod on these guys isn't going to work, because I need to put 2, 4, 6 AGM-65s, or I could do just 2 AGM-65s, and then an ECM pod, and then an AGM-88. But we're just going to do that. 1, 2, 3. on Haas. We'll put an ECM pod on extra. So that puts him down to 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth one. 5. Considering we had as many of these, if not more, to take out that last target that needed 13 hits, we should be more than equipped to take out this target, which only needs 7 hits. So let's flip back over to the other screen. And so what's our next step? Well, after we assign the pilots, we arm the aircraft, we're going to draw the target bound event card. So 1 second, I'm going to flip back. Let's do that. Our target bound event card is Search and Rescue. Keep this card, add 2 to all your search and rescue rolls until the end of the campaign. That's quite awesome. Hopefully we'll never get shot down and need it, but it's awesome. And don't forget that we actually have the reroll any die. So that's here as well. Okay, so with that being said, we got past that. Place aircraft. So flipping back over, the aircraft are all going to be in the northern approach. So where you see the north approach, we're going to be north of that. And after we place the aircraft, the next step is determine and place bandits. So the target card says that it's 1 bandit around every edge and 2 in the center, I believe. Yes, so here's the 2 in the center. And then the 1 around every edge. 1, 1, 1, and 1. And here we go. We got 1 here with a range 2. Another one with a range 2. No bandit. No bandit. Here's 1 with a range 4. And then here's 1 with a range 3. So we got a lot of bandits. That was statistically not on our side. All right, so next step is we do the intel error adjustment. The intel adjustment is no change because that last target reduced it. So then we draw our over target event card. So our over target event card is add 1 site to each approach area. I'm going to roll, and if I get a 6 or a better, I can cancel this. I rolled a 5, which does not cancel this. And I made a big mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to potentially screw us over a lot because I didn't take extra AGM 88s. I probably should have. So we got another site here. We got a 3 range 1 there. A site there. And then the one we're going over has a range 1. So that blows. Okay, so I didn't roll what I needed for that one. All right, now let's move to sorry, I was cleaning up some stuff. So now we do our Phoenix missile attacks. Okay, we only have 1 pilot. It's Farm Boy. He has a +1, but our eyes, the AWACS, gives us another +1. So remember, I only have 5 of these because I took 1 less out of concerns. So clearly we're going to go at least 1 to each guy. 1, 1, 1, and 1. And then I have an extra. So my extra 1 is going to go against the guy up front. So we'll shoot 2 of them at that. Okay? So let's start with the one at the top. I'm going to roll 2 dice for the guy at the top that has 2 of them coming at him. And I'm just going to move the camera over here so we can get some extra room. And get some of this stuff out of the way. So here's the 2 dice. Oh my gosh, look at that nonsense. A 1 and a 1. So we missed him twice. That's almost to the point of angering me. Okay, so he's done. So now we're going to go after another guy. So now we're going to go after this guy, which has no bonus. Then we'll do this guy, which has a +1, and then this guy, which has a +1. So that's the order we're going to go. So even though I said the guy has no bonus, we actually get a +2. A +1 because of Farm Boy and a +1 because of the AWAC. So here we go. I rolled another 1. Oh my gosh. I'm losing this freaking mission. I'm switching dice. Let's go after the next guy. I rolled a 9. There we go. I actually got a +3 against this next guy, so that's destroyed. Oh my gosh. And then the last one. That's a 4, but with the +3, it's more than enough to get over 6. So awful rolling there. And you can see our situation now looks like this. So we had, we destroyed the guy on the east approach. We destroyed the one on the south, but the one in the center and the one in the north stay alive. And we're starting the mission now. We're on turn 1, and we have to figure out what the heck we're going to do here. Fast pilots attack, and you can see none of my pilots are fast. Situational awareness, I forgot to get those out. So for example, this guy has 2, and we're definitely going to be using 1. And the flight leader, by the way, is the veteran here, so that doesn't give us any advantage. And he has 3. So we're going to definitely be giving out an AGM-88, and then also, yeah. So let me think about this, and I will get back. Okay, so I'm going to flip this off for a second, and what we're going to do is we're going to spend 1 SA point here to shoot an AIM-7. So we'll go after the plane that's closest to us, but we have a threat from both. So we're in trouble. Let's just put it that way. And then this one, I'm going to spend 1 SA point to shoot an AGM-88 from Moon. Nobody else has an AGM-88, so I can't shoot anymore. The dice rolls have been very against us so far, because had we rolled high enough, we could have ignored the event. Had we rolled high enough, we wouldn't have 2 bandits breathing down our neck. And unfortunately, we have the same situation for both. So let's flip over. This AIM-7 is what's being targeted, and so is this AGM-88. So I'm going to flip over to the other camera, and then we'll place them. Okay, so for the AIM-7, I'm just going to go after this guy because he's a bigger threat. And then as far as the targets go, I have this one here, range 3, this one here, range 3. I'm actually out of range for this one right now, but I'm going to be moving into range soon. But I'm going to go ahead and just hit this one. And as somebody pointed out, instead of going through the center, you can go along the side, 1, 2 into this outer corner, and then 3, get to the outer edge. So even though they're here on this approach, a range 3 can hit anywhere on the board, no matter where they are. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll. So if you look, our dice adjustments, there aren't any, at least from the enemies. So let's roll for our AIM-7. The AIM-7 is, I need a 6, and I get a +1 from Farm Boy and a +1 from Eyes, so I get a +2. And I rolled a 9, so it's more than enough to kill the bandit. And then as far as the AGM-88, I need a 4. I rolled a 2, but remember, I get a +1 from Eyes. Oh my gosh, it's not enough, because Moon gets a +0. Oh, those bums. This dice rolling stinks. So this missed but this definitely hit. So we at least took out the bandit. Just putting away the munitions. Okay, so as far as like what happens next? Well, now it's their turn. This bandit shoots 4 away, so he's definitely going to hit somebody. We're going to get hit from this, and we're going to get hit from this. So these are both 268, and this is a 258. And I'm just stating it because I don't... one thing I'm quickly realizing is the switching between cameras is a little more difficult. But let's see who's being targeted. We only have 6 guys. And now I'm rolling a 10 and a 7. I mean, where were those? Okay, there's the one I'm used to. So they're shooting my AWACS plane, of all things. That's an interesting one, but they are allowed to target it. And I didn't specify which one was first. It's definitely the Bandit. So with the AWACS, I can choose to evade, which will force them to roll 2 dice. This guy rolls a 258, which is bad. The Prowler does reduce him by 1. So I would have to roll a perfect 10 for my AWACS to be destroyed. If my AWACS were to get damaged, all that happens is it just loses its munitions and flies home. I would lose the situational awareness. I'm not going to take the awareness. We're going to just roll 1 die and live with it. So let's see. And I rolled a 1. Oh, that was a perfect roll. So at least it's going both ways, right? The karma is coming back a little, so their guy missed. Okay, so now I have 2 anti-air. I don't think it matters which one's which, but we're going to roll 1 blue, 1 green, okay? And see which targets they're going after. So 5 and 6. Sorry, my dog's playing over here. That's Buzz and Extra. Okay, so they're going after our bombers. Buzz does not have an ECM pod, but Extra does. So we're going to roll for Extra. I rolled a 10, so Extra is not getting hit. Only Buzz has to worry about things. And I will take 2 stress for Buzz because I don't want Buzz getting shot down. So let's see what happens. And there's a 2 and a 7. So you could argue that it was a good thing. I don't know which die roll would have been first, but the 2 is awesome because it does get reduced by 1, so it's a miss. They don't even get a stress. So were it a 7, that would have been reduced to a 6. I would have lost all munitions and been damaged. So that part is good. The bad part is we're still going to get shot at a few more times. So flipping back over, it is now time for us to do our attack. So I can shoot another AGM-88 from Moon, and I am once again going to target that one right there. Okay. And then as far as everybody else, I do have an aim 7, so I will go after this. Because remember, you get to go fast and slow if you're using situational awareness. Everybody else has nothing. So like I said, I didn't equip any AGM-88s on my other guys. It appeared that I didn't need them at first, but now I wish I had them. So anyways, that's what we're doing. And we're going to do the aim 7 first. So Farm Boy gets a +1, and then of course the AWACS gives him a +1. So that 5 is more than enough. We just took out the Bandit, and that's a sigh of relief because that was my last missile. So I was completely out. And then the 88 is a 5, which is more than enough on its own. Even a 3 would have been more than enough. That ridiculousness. It took 2 AGM-88s to take out 1 radar station. That's what stinks. Now, flipping back over, I did not put my plane counters over there, so let me just grab one of them. We're all moving as a group, and we're going to go here. Okay, and then you can just see the bottom tip of it showing up on the map there. That's where we're going to be, and we're going to be able to launch all of our missiles from there. So next turn, turn 2, is the final turn. So we are, I'm going to take this counter and move us to turn 2. And yes, this will be the final turn. But we are going to get shot at, and that's the part we're going to have to mitigate here. So one of the things to mitigate is, you can see here we have a 157. We're now in range. We're still not in range for this one, but this one down here is still in range of 268. So the 157 has all of a sudden become the higher priority, but you'll notice it has a -1 written on it. So that means it's going to be harder for us to hit it. It's a more advanced surface-to-air missile station. But we're going to use a situational awareness from our AWACS and shoot an AGM-88 from Moon. It's his third one. And let's see what we can do. Nobody else has AGM-88, so I can't do anything. We're just going after one guy. So let's roll. I rolled an 8, which is awesome. I had a -1, but I had a +2. Or no, I only had a +1. So we did destroy it. And now it's their turn. So we come back to this scene. And really, there's only one guy that can hit us. It's this one right here. And because it has a range 3. These guys are not in range. This guy's not in range. Everybody else out of range. So we have a 268, and let's roll for his attack. All right, so let's see who he's targeting. He's targeting Moon. And so Moon is pretty much out of munitions, but Moon's going to let them roll. So remember, it's a 268. We're not going to do evasion. I did roll 7, which is bad. However, Moon has -1 for any enemy targeting in this area, and then -1 for any attack rolls targeting this aircraft. So I actually get a -2. So that 7 becomes a 5, which means Moon just gets 1 stress. You have to roll almost like a perfect 10 to really damage Moon. And so, you know, you're basically targeting the countermeasures plane. No one's going to be better equipped at countermeasures than the countermeasure plane. And, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize this, but the countermeasure plane has 1 situational awareness as well. I need to pay more attention. So here's some things that I did wrong. This one should have been on the other mission, because he has a situational awareness. If I put him on the other mission, he could have helped out. I basically put all these guys that already have situational awareness together, and there was no point. I mean, I got more situational awareness than I'll ever need. But anyways, that brings us to our turn. And yes, I can shoot my final AGM-88 to take out their final radar. It's not necessary. We just have a bunch of bombs. So for example, Extra here has 5 bombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets +3 versus vehicles. Let's look at our target again. Our target is a vehicle, right? And it's dispersed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll 5 dice. Extra gets +1 to his die rolls, and then the AWACS gives him another +1. And so we have a 10, a 4. I need at least a 7 to hit, right? So this is a miss. That's a 6. That's a miss. That's a 5. That's a miss. That's an 8 and a 10. So this is 2 hits, and that's 1. So we did 3 hits against the target that needs, how much did we say it needs? 7. That's awful. That's absolutely, oh, no. Hold on. I get a +3. So I get a +3, +1 for Extra, and +1 for the eye. So I get a +5. Let's back up. This is 2 hits. This is 2 hits. 2 + 5 is 7. That's 1 hit. 4 + 5 is 9. That's 1 hit and 1 hit. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits against him, which is just that 1 bombing was enough to destroy the target. I got 6 plus the 1 more. So the target's destroyed. And this came up on the last video series, and I know nobody's asked it yet for this one. But as soon as you finish a round, you can fly home. You don't have to like play another combat round, anything like that. So the moment the target's destroyed, you're done. So you don't have to play it out or or possibly take more damage. Obviously, the homebound card could give you more damage, but we successfully won the mission. Everything else doesn't matter. So that's basically a rule of thumb you can live with here. So here's my lesson learned. I played this poorly. I should have taken some more AGM 88s, and just rest assured with the fact that Extra was there as our extra guy. Him coming in with 5 AGM 65s was all I needed. So Buzz and Haas could have equipped some AGM 88s, and we could have, taken out those radar stations a little bit better. We got away decent enough. We only had 2 stress on one guy, 1 stress on another. This situation could have been a lot worse. So, I could have played that mission better. But we do come home, and so we need to draw the homebound event card. So roll 1 attack against a random aircraft. Roll 1 less for each ATG counter expended. Well, I have ATG counters. I had AGM 65s on Haas and Buzz. I have this on Moon. And so we were able to eliminate that attack. We could also roll a 6 or better to ignore the event. I rolled a 10, so we're going to ignore this event for multiple reasons. That part's fine. I also remembering now, I could have re-rolled a die at any point, but I didn't do that either. So that's something I could possibly do in the future to help mitigate some of this. So let's deal with the aftermath and what's going on. We destroyed the target, so we're going to get experience, and then we get experience for going. So Buzz, for example, is going to get 2. And the target card number was 56, so I'm going to write that in up here. And I've seen better pens. This is not the best in the world, but so Buzz got 2 experience, Haas got 2, Moon got 2, and Eyes 2, and Farm Boy 2. So everybody has 2 across the board, because there was not a single person that didn't go on a mission. I get to keep my Maverick ability because I did destroy the target, so no worries there. And then we spent 0 SO points on this particular mission, so I'm going to put a 0 here. And so we have 31 SO points remaining at the end of this round. We destroyed the target, so it gets an X. And we scored 2 victory points for the second target. And so for the first day, we have 6. Okay, that's just how I like to denote it. Did anybody level up? I'm looking, Haas leveled up. And we got to do stress still. We have to apply stress before we do the level up. And then we also need to apply the rewards from the card. So let's do these in the order that they should be. Let's do the card rewards first. Here you can see Intel's 1, Recon is 2. And so let's adjust that. Intel is 1, so we're still at no change. Recon is 2. We still get to draw 2 cards. This is the one we want to eventually get down if we can. And then, of course, if the Intel gets better, that's only good for us. I mean, these are pretty awesome to be able to do. Okay, so that's done. As far as stress goes, the stress band on this is 2. We don't have any extra for any other reason. So it's just basically 2s across the board. This one has +1 cool, so he's only going to get 1. This one goes to 3. 2. He's going to get 1. 2. And he gets 1. So you can already see I'm already at the edge for a lot of these. And as I said, everybody has 2 experience points, but Haas here only needed 2 to level up from newbie. So I'm going to take that off. And you can see here, Haas has a -2, -2. He wasn't the greatest in the world, but we knew he was going to level up quick. So now he promotes to green, and he's -1, -1, which is substantially better than his -2, -2. But now we're going to need 3 experience to level him up again. We're going to have to baby Haas a little bit, but he actually does turn out to be quite a good plane. over time. Just in the beginning, he's a bit of a handicap. And he gave us 12 SO points, and that was the reason for him. So that concludes the first day. 6 points after the first day. In order for me to get a great evaluation, I need 69 or more. It is a 15-day campaign. I do not believe I can sustain 2 missions a day stress-wise. I'm already dealing with some issues with stress just from this alone. I may have to do an emergency R&R on day 2. I think that's becoming very apparent. I also have concerns. I'm going to go on a mission tomorrow where some of these guys are on the verge of becoming shaken, but they're not shaken yet. But just one stress for any reason is going to make them shaken. So then they're not going to be as good at, hitting the targets like we need them to. So that's my dilemma. I mean, if I do an emergency R&R now, I am wasting it because some of these guys don't need R&R yet. So I would like to use it when I desperately need it with a bunch of people. So that's our issue. Now, I could have, remember how I said I had all these extra bombs? I could have chosen to go on the wire and done this if I'm using this, this expansion, but I haven't been using that expansion. And in fact, if I were using that expansion, all the sites would have gotten a +1 to all their die rolls, which would have been awful. So I'm glad I'm not doing it. I did it because I knew I was going to forget to use it. But I think strategically that was probably a good decision not to add that to the game. But there you have it. That's day 1. I'm 36 minutes in. Let's keep rolling. But I am going to pause the video so I can clean up and get ready for the next mission. Okay, let's keep going. So now we have a recon of 2, which is a little bit more manageable. So we're going to be able to draw 2 target cards. Let's look at the first one. It's a fighter sweep, which is a secondary mission, and that's an awesome one. It is only against fighters, as you can see. So this is where we're going to send multiple Tomcats on a mission. And you only send 3, but that's... I really do appreciate that mission. Here's my concern. Can I do it with just 2, blah, blah, blah. It is going to have 4 MiG-23s and 3 MiG-20s. So there's going to be 7 fighters guaranteed. And then we're going to draw 1 more for a possible 8th. So that's the situation. So I have to take out 8. And it's target 58, which is only 1 Waypoint Penalty. So do I want to do another one for the day? If the answer is yes, and I do want it to be yes because I have a bunch of bombers that aren't doing anything, right? Here's my issue. On a normal day, I have Hornets. And this is where Hornet Leader is awesome because the Hornets are such amazing planes because they're versatile. You can have air-to-air missiles attached or bombers. So I could have sent Hornets on this mission with the Tomcats. But it's too early. It's 1980. So my situation is I probably need all 3 of my Tomcats to take this down. Well, whatever this next mission I pick, I have no Tomcats to escort them. So I'm probably going to only be able to send 2 Tomcats on this mission, and then I'm going to have to send 1 on whatever this next mission is. So this is where the game, where it said that this is expert difficulty. I mean, this is where the expert difficulty is kicking in. I don't have a 4th Tomcat. So, I'm still going to do it, though. Let's do it. All right, and here we go. This is bad. We have an ASW fleet, which is going to have 4 bandits on the outer and 2 in the middle. So there's probably 6 bandits on this one, or potentially 6. And then here, increase the waypoint penalty of all targets by 1. So we're going to need to do this one first and take this one down before we can take down the other. The good news with this is this isn't impacted by infrastructure. It's just straight up you have to destroy 7 targets. This one, however, is a 9-hit guy, but it takes 4 planes. But here's the good news. All my bombers are available. I don't need any bombers for this other mission. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's crank it out. ASW fleet is our first target. It is 33. Let's see how bad that is. 33 over here. is also in the Waypoint -1 band. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use my, I guess I'm going to use this for the bombers, but I don't necessarily need to. Like so here's my dilemma. This one is going to only have 2 Tomcats because I need the third Tomcat for the other mission. So I'm already going to be going with 1 less. So if I take a 1 Waypoint penalty with them, then that's hurting me even more. That's a whole aim 9 or aim 7, right? So what I probably want to do is give these guys the Waypoint penalty, make sure that their waypoint, they don't get a Waypoint penalty is what I'm trying to say. So that way they can be equipped with as much as they can, and then just live with the Waypoint penalty of the other guy, which is only going to be a 1. And I'm sending 4 planes, and I can send my extra as an extra, so I can technically be sending 5 bombers, so who cares if I'm getting a Waypoint penalty of this one? The other way to look at it is, since I'm sending 5 to this one, I bring this guy along, because that saves me 5 waypoints, and then I just pay the 2 SO points, so these guys can ignore the Waypoint penalty. But then I'm losing SO points, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring, this guy is going to help the Tomcats, and we're going to go in with a 1 Waypoint penalty to this one, and I can bring 4 bombers. So let's figure out what 4 of those are going to be. Well, first of all, I'm going to, for the bombers, they're going to use Brick as their AWACS. Brick is going to let them ignore events on a 4 or better. And Brick is going to have 3 situational awareness points. Okay, that's first thing. Eyes here, which gives a +1 to air rolls, is going to go with the 2 Tomcats. The 2 Tomcats that I'm sending for the fighter sweep are going to be my best 2. I'm going to send Sticky, who gets a +1, and I'm going to send Farm Boy, who also gets a +1. And that is intentional. I have to do it that way because I need to take out those bandits. Teflon is going to be the one that's going to have to pull the load for this ASW fleet. And, maybe I'm going a little bit too far. Maybe I should give the +1 AWACS to Teflon. Because him having to roll a 6 it's a tall order. But I'm still going to do it. I think I have to. And we're just going to have to deal with the bandits. And this particular target is a vehicle. So again, the AGM 65s are going to be really good against these. And again, we can shoot from 2 spaces away. So we don't have to diddle-daddle. I mean, it's going to be in and out to take out this ASW fleet. So Teflon is one of the 4. So then Extra is Extra. So he's not one of the 4. And then I have Buzz and Haas and Moon here. So this is where it gets interesting, because if I send Moon, he's going to be one of the 4, so that's 2. And then I have Kraken and Mullet and Buzz and Haas. So I'm essentially, I need to do 10 hits to this ASW fleet because the infrastructure is +1. So I have to do 10 hits, and Extra will have no Waypoint penalty, so he can take an ECM pod and an AGM 88. I mean, that's a slam dunk. And I can still put 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put 5 AGM 65s on him if I needed to. We had to do 7 hits on the last target, and Extra by himself did 7 hits with the vehicle +3, blah, blah, blah. So, what do I do about things here? So Moon, of course, is going to give a bonus, and he will have 4 AGM 88s. And he has 1 situational awareness, which is good. I think, so here's where my mind is. I have plenty of firepower to take this guy out. Do I take Haas and Buzz because I need them to level up? Sure. But see, Buzz here is at 4 stress, so he could use a day off. Okay? If he takes a day off, 2 of the stress is going to go away because it's 2 plus the cool. It's almost like a priority R&R. Haas here can take some stress, so I'm going to bring him along. Extra is low on stress. The Crunch, or Kraken, which is one of the better planes I have, I would love to send him on the mission, but look, he's got 3 stress and he's almost shaken. So I'm going to set him out for the day and let him just rest and recover. And then we'll send Mullet along. And Mullet, he's pretty stressed out, but he can at least handle the mission. Okay, so our 1, 2, 3, 4 is the planes, and then he's extra, and Brick is always extra. That's going up against this. And Buzz will sit out, as will Kraken. And then Crunch is actually going to come with Farm Boy and Sticky. Crunch only has AGM-88s, but he will reduce the attack roll of anybody in his area by 1. So he's still going to be a jammer for Farm Boy and Sticky. And I want to get Crunch some experience, right? So he does have 1 cool, so he's able to do another mission. Now, you're not supposed to do this until the end of the day, but I do it now because I always forget. But they're going to rest. So Buzz is going to lose 2 stress, and then Kraken is going to lose 2 stress. And I'm just going to flip this over and put a 1 there. So these guys have already rested, and I'm just setting them off to the side. They're done for the day. They're going to sit out today. And yeah, we're going to do the 2 missions. And the first one we're going to do is this ASW fleet with these guys. We get to put the sights in place before I finalize the loadouts. But you're going to find my loadouts aren't going to vary very much. The biggest decision I always do is I take an ECM pod and an AGM-88 because he has 12 weight points and usually everything is in even groups of 2. So this is usually a no-brainer to have 1 AGM-88 on my big heavy bombers. But on the light bombers, which have 7, if I take an ECM pod, then I'm down to 6. So do I take 3 of my heavy bombs or do I take some AGM-88s to round it out? Remember, we made that mistake last time and didn't bring AGM-88s with us. However, we got 2 of the big guys coming along. So if I do the no-brainer stuff that I was talking about, we got AGM-88s and an ECM for both of these guys. So we're already looking at 1, 2, 3 AGM-88s all in the first round. So I'm going to take a break for some coffee, but when I get back, we'll set up the sights, see what we're up against, and that is over here, and then we'll figure out our finalized loadouts. Okay, so the target, it's 1 in the approach and 2 in the center. Here's the 2 in the center, and then 1 for each approach. So what do we got? We got Worthless, a Big Threat, Worthless, actually also Worthless, and if we come in from here, we can ignore him too. So this is the only threat, because if we come in this way and drop our bombs from here, because remember, we're doing our Mavericks again, so they have a range of 2. The only thing that can hit these guys is him. So that's a good start to this. So how many AGM-88s do I need? I will load 1 on each of them, but then we're just going to load up with Mavericks for everybody else. And then as far as the Haas here is concerned, we will give him an ECM pod, and then he's going to load up with Mavericks as well. So he will have 2, 4, 6 in Mavericks, 1 for ECM, these guys will have an ECM, an AGM 88, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we are so overloaded with bombs, it's not even funny. This thing's going to be annihilated to next week. As far as Teflon goes, he gets 6 Phoenix missiles. One, what did I do with the rest of them? Oh, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Phoenix missiles. And then he has 2 weight points left, and I'm going to take 2 AIM 7s, and we're going to skip the ECM pod. ECM pods are mildly helpful. They're not the be-all, end-all. Obviously, when you get shot down, you're going to wish you had one. But anyways, that's what we're going to do. We're going to overload with the with that, and then let's see how bad these bandits are going to be. We could get overloaded with bandits or not much at all, and that's obviously the concern, right? He gets no bonuses to his die roll, so he's going to have to roll hard 6s, which statistically is against us. So we're going to miss with a lot of these, and I have a feeling we're going to get shot at. So we're going to have to rely on Moon to scramble them and reduce their roll by 1, and that's all we got. Okay, so now that we armed our aircraft, we draw the target bound event card. So let's do that. Clear skies, so I can handle that. Okay, next we place our aircraft, and like I said, we're going to be coming in from the east. So I'll point to it here. We're coming in from this side, and I know I'm being lazy with my aircraft placement, but we will put it there. Okay, everybody's flying high. It's the 80s, everybody's high. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to just come in this direction. We're not going to make it any closer than this. This is where we're going to launch all of our missiles. And like I said, this guy here is our only... Well, actually, I'm using my mouse. I don't think you get to see my mouse. This guy here is the only one that's an issue. Okay. Next step. We place bandits... Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's what we do next. We determine and place bandits, and then we do the air defense adjustment, which, by the way, is no change. So the bandits on this one is 1 in every approach and 2 in the center. So this is where we need to cross our fingers a little bit and hope we get a lot of no bandits. Here's the 2 in the center, and then 1 for every approach. As you know, I put them on the outside here, and there's 2 of them here. Okay, so bandit, bandit, no bandit, 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 and bandit. We just got, oh my gosh, I was going to say something that wasn't kid-friendly there. That hurts. But that's the name of the game, right? If this game were predictable, it would be easy. So, okay, bandits are placed. Intel air defense adjustment is done, and now we do our over target event card. Bandits, draw 2 bandits for the center area. So I'm going to roll and see if we can ignore this. I need a 4 or better. I rolled a 7, so we will ignore it. So no extra bandits are getting rolled. And next, Phoenix missile attacks. So the Phoenix missile attacks, of course, they're all being shot by Teflon. Remember I said he has to roll hard 6s. I was really hoping we could double up on various planes here, but it's getting even more difficult when there's so many that came out. Well, this one gets a +2. That one's a no bandit. This one's a +1. This one's also a +1. This one's a straight up hard, and this is a straight up hard, and I'm going to roll 2 of them against that guy. I'm not going to shoot all these down, folks. So this is bad. Okay, so the one that's straight up hard that I'm rolling 2 against, let's give it a go. Right there is a 7, so we got him. And it did take both dice, so I'm at least grateful that I did that. That was one of the really hard ones. So now I'm going to go after the other really hard one that does not have any bonuses. and I rolled a 5, and that blows. We were so close. And I'm just double checking, but yeah, there's nothing I could do to assist or make this any easier for me. So, dang it. He survives. Okay, now we're going to go after 2 guys that both get a +1. They're different guys, though. We're going to do the first guy, which is the one on the left. Oh, I'm rolling the dice, and you can't see because I have my other camera on. So this one on the left is what we're going after next. So let's go. Boom. That's a hit. So one's down. Now we're going to do the one on the right. That's another hit. This is good news, because if I can get the majority of these guys down, that's what I'm hoping for. Because the majority of them will, we can handle 1 surviving. Now I get a +2 to this final guy, and that's an 8. I mean, I'm not even like needing the extra pluses against these guys. So very well done. I'm gonna flip the camera back. You can see that all the bandits were cleared out and only this one is left. And that's fine. Although that's a nasty one, we can at least try our best to, we have 2 more shots at taking him down. Okay. So, what's next? We're on turn 1 and fast pilots attack. As you know, we don't have any fast pilots yet. So, what we're gonna do is I have one radar site that's an issue, and I have that 1 bandit that's an issue. Teflon here only has 2 missiles left. So the situational awareness from Brick, we're going to spend one of those points and give Teflon a fast attack with his aim 7, which he will definitely do. So I'm going to set that to the side. And then Moon here has his own situational awareness, so he's going to spend 1, his situational awareness, and we're going to do an AGM-88 against that radar site. Now, what I could do is, I think I'm allowed to do these one at a time, so I could actually see if he hits. And that's the part that gets a little weird or nebulous with the rules here. But what I could do is spend more SA points to shoot AGM-88s with these other guys to make sure that no matter what, that thing is good and dead. So you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 1 more, and we'll spend an AGM-88 from extra, and he gets a +1 to his die roll, where Moon does not. And actually, we're not going to do the one from extra. We'll do the one from Mullet, because he gets a +2 to his die roll. So let's make sure that that thing's good and dead. All right, and then I'm going to just use this camera to show you over here what's going on. We are, the aim, of course, is going after the 1 fighter, and then we're trying to get this guy with the range 3 and make sure he's good and dead. So with the +2 die roll, only a 1 fails, and I rolled a 9. So for Pete's sakes, the radar station is good and dead. And then now we're going to roll for the aim, and remember, he gets no bonus. And I rolled a 3, so we missed. That blows. So now it's their turn, and that fighter gets to shoot at us. So let's see who he shoots at. He's shooting at 4, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 is Teflon, and Teflon does not have an ECM. So I'm going to take 2 stress for Teflon, and we're going to roll 2 dice to evade. And it's a good thing because a 7 would have been bad. A 2, however, is a complete, well, no, it gets reduced to a 1, but a 1 is still a hit with this guy. Just a stress hit, but it's still bad enough. So Teflon is now up to 5 stress, and now he's shaken. So he gets a -2 to his die roll now. So then we go to the slow phase, and Teflon's going to shoot his last aim 7 with a -2 now to his die roll, which means he's going to miss. And he does. He misses. He needed a perfect 10. Technically, I guess he needed an 8. But we're out of missiles, so we're going to have to just deal with that bandit from here on out. So without flipping over to that other camera, I'm moving in. And then this is all the further we need to do. We're on turn 2. So I just need to, this guy was destroyed. Nobody's in range to hit us. So we just have that one bandit that's going to get a free shot at us. So let's see who he shoots at. And I need to move this out of the way. All right, so let's see who he shoots at. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Haas. Haas does have an ECM pod. The ECM pod misses. Haas will take the 2 stress to evade. And this 2 does go through as 1 stress. So Haas is up to 5 stress. And believe it or not, he is not shaken with that. So now we get to bomb the crap out of these things. And we have 5 AGM 65s just from Mullet alone. And the AGM 65, just as a reminder, is a vehicle plus 3, because this is a vehicle target. And we need to get 10 hits on these things. So remember the plus 3 gets to add 2 because of this, so that's a plus 5. So 2 plus 5 is 7, that's 1 hit. This is 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits. 3 plus 5 is 8, that's 1 hit. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 hits. That right there, I just need 2 more hits. I have the same 5 dice now for extra. Now extra only gets a plus 1, so it's only a plus 4 to the dice. But that's 2 hits. And I said I only needed 2 more, and there it is, right there. That's 2, here's 2 more, here's 2 more, here's 2 more, and I think that's even 1 more. So, like I said, annihilated the target. And so we win. So now we got to draw the homebound event. Inflict 1 stress on each pilot flying this mission. So that blows. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. And yeah, so now we got to do our mission recordings. So this particular target was, like we said, it was target 33. I'm going to put this away. Target 33 is in the band that had a stress of 2. And then every pilot gets plus 1 stress because of that event card. So now we're in a bit of a trouble here. So for example, Teflon here gets 2 more stress, so 2, 4, 6, 7 stress, he's shaken. And if you wanted to, you can get out those new tokens that came with the game. I don't want to. So Haas here gets 3 more, so he's shaken. Hawkeye gets 3, so he's shaken. Extra is going to get 2. He's fine. Moon gets 3. He's shaken. And then Mullet is going to get 2. And he's on the verge, but he's fine. So stress-wise, yeah, we're getting pretty stressed out. And I imagine that the other guys are going to be pretty stressed out after their mission as well. And like I said, we're probably going to have to do a priority R&R here at the end of day 2. And now it makes sense because it helps everybody. Even these guys who aren't shaken, they still have stress they can get rid of. So it'll be very useful use of the points. And in the beginning, you do have to do them. Because as your guys level up, they're going to gain cool values, usually. And those cool values will help them to be better able to manage stress. And then also as they level up, their stress band ranges will be higher. So like Extra here can go 0 to 6 on his stress. That's really good. Here it's only 0 to 4, but he's a green. And so when he gets to average, he's 0 to 5. And then by the time he's ace, it's 0 to 6. So the amount of stress he can handle goes up before he gets shaken. So that's the kind of stuff that, as the game goes on, it gets easier. So we have to be stingy with our SO points, don't get me wrong, but you also need to freely use them in the early game because the early game is the hardest part of all these DVG games. It's always hard. And like I said, there's this tension, and then just like a little rubber band, it pops, And then once you get past that tension, then it's sort of like smooth sailing. And almost, the game gets too easy almost. But that tension is so good. And we're dealing with that tension right now. I mean, we're getting, we're facing a lot of stress and we're getting pounded a bit. And as you can see, I'm not hitting all my bandits. I'm not taking them all down. One of them completely got away and we had to basically avoid it, and we're taking stress. So this is where the game is at its best and at its toughest. And of course, for new people, it's brutal because if you're not making good strategic choices, this is just getting compounded on top of that. But anyways, I think you get it. And I'm very happy we survived this mission. This was a difficult, well, it wasn't super difficult, but because of the other mission taking all my Tomcats, I really did handicap these guys with my worst Tomcat. And my worst Tomcat at least held his own, and yeah, we took a bunch of stress. But I think that's the theme of this scenario. Like I told you, I'm convinced that DVG just picked every card that gives stress. Every band gives stress. I mean, on normal games, you don't have this. So one thing, going off on a slight little tangent, which scenarios do I enjoy the most? Obviously, these World War III scenarios are the most challenging. So I do it because I like to show off a little bit because, I'm pretty decent at this game. And I want to show how to do the most difficult scenarios, because if you know how to do these, you can handle anything else. But to be quite honest with you, the most fun scenarios that DVG has uses the stealth. Like, I really like the stealth bombers. I think they add such a wonderful element. And then when you're dealing with that time frame, you have all the different Hornets, both the C, E, F, and G, or there's maybe 3 or 4 types of Hornets. And then the Growlers are awesome, way better than these Prowlers. And you just have such a wonderful mix of high-tech planes. I like this game when it's more on the high-tech side. This is 1980. This is very low-tech. I mean, we're using Vietnam-level era bombers. And so basically, we're just carpet bombing things. And the weight points of 12 is wonderful because you can carry some heavy munitions. But everybody has their one myopic role. Like, you're the bomber, you're the air-to-air, and there's no mix. With the Hornets, you have a lot more versatility. And I will say that this one's not as much fun as the other World War III that occurs in 1986, because at least with that one, you're using Hornets to complement your arsenal here. But with that said, I'm still having a good time with this. I'm not saying that this is boring or dumb, but it is interesting that they decided to basically go retro on this one. All right, so what else do? We did our stress, so let's do our rewards. So the rewards for this is we are going to get 2 victory points. We'll deal with that in a second. The Recon 1 and Intel 2 is what I'm looking at. So we come over here, and the Recon goes over 1 more, and the Intel goes over 2 more. And now you can see I get to remove a center sight for free. And now we're starting to get easier. Like, the game's going to get a little easier as we go here. Okay, so for day 2, we use target 33. And we got 2 victory points. We started with 31 SO. We spent 0 on the first mission. And we get 2 victory points. And we destroyed this target. So there we go. Now, as far as experience points goes, Mullet gets 2. Haas gets 2. And one of these guys leveled up last time. Who was it? I think it was Haas. Just checking real quick. Ooh, it could have been Buzz. Could have been Buzz or Haas. I know. Hold on, let me check my notes here. It was Haas. So the whole reason I mentioned that is Right now it looks like Haas has 4 experience points, but he actually leveled up, so these 2 went away. So I'm going to cross those out. So he only has 2 at the moment. Okay, so we did Mullet, we did Haas. Teflon gets 2, Moon, Extra, and Brick. So here's Extra, Moon, and Brick. All of them get 2. And then Kraken and Buzz sat out. So what I can do is I can just like do little dashes. Kraken and Buzz both have some dashes. So we can, you know, and then just by visually looking at it, you can see, okay, these were crossed out. He has 2 experience. So now we're going to see if anybody leveled up. So starting with Mullet, he has 4, no. Then we go to Haas, no. He needs 1 more. Teflon is yes. So in this case, I have to cross out both, and then we're going to have 1 left over. So I'm going to just put a 1 in. It gets a little messy, and you can use the notes on the left if you need to, but basically he has 1 left. And so yes, Teflon's leveling up, and he was green, and now he's going to be average. So he is now as good as the other guys. He got a +1. So that's really, really good. And he has a situational awareness. So now he can go fast when he needs to in the early game. And nothing to complain about with Teflon. Teflon's a really good guy. Okay, and then Brick here has 4. That's not enough. Mullet has 4. Yeah, we said not enough. Extra went on the first day as well. I forgot to put it down. Extra has 4. That's not enough. And then Moon, 4. He needs 1 more. Moon does. Okay, so that's the first mission. And let's just shove that back. So I know I have these guys out front, but these are the ones that are going into the next mission. And so let's once again look at our card. So we're going to have 4 MiG-23s, 3 MiG-25s. That's going to be the primary target. Now, these should not be in your Bandit box. They should be elsewhere. Well, no, they're not. The SUs, like these are the enemy bombers. The Su-24, for example. Those you keep separate. They don't go into the box. But the MiG, what did they say? MiG-23s and MiG-25s. I need to go find those. So let me pause so you don't have to sit here and watch me go through the Bandit Cup. I mean, they're in here somewhere. And in fact, you can see one of them's right here on top. There's a MiG-23 right there. So let me just grab these and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found all the targets. And just to give you a quick rundown, the MiG-23s, we're going to get a +1. They're 369 with a range 2. The MiG-25s are a +1. Also, they're range 4. So when we first enter the mission over here, the range 2, of course, won't be able to hit us, but the range 4s will. And we can definitely set it up. But these MiGs, they start over the center. And then we're going to draw 1 more bandit from the cup that also starts over the center. So these guys are all going to be over the center. Now, the rules, I don't think address this super well, but from forum reading and stuff, and it wasn't this game that asked the question, or maybe it was this game, but so here's the thing. Since these guys are the objective, will they leave the center to chase after you like a normal bandit would? And the answer was no. They stay in the center. So these guys with 2 range aren't going to just chase after us around the map. They actually stay in the center and you have to get towards them. But it's not in the rule book. And so I'm not quite certain if that was a proper interpretation. Because if they're staying in the center, and if I had more range than them, I could just pot shot them from far away. So I personally believe they do come after you. And the only ones that stay in the center are these guys, because they don't fight back. These are truly targets, okay? So these are the ones I think that stay in the center whenever somebody asks that question. In this situation, they fight back. They're basically taken off from wherever they're at. Like I said, we're doing a fighter sweep, so we lured them to launch, and they're coming after us, okay? So with that being said, I'm not going to focus so much on the map because these guys are in the center. We're going to possibly get one more. We're coming in from the outside, and as you know, the outside is a range 3 away. So these guys are not going to be in range on turn 1. These ones will, and we're just going to focus right here on the mission because after the end of turn 1, we're going to move in and be 2 range away. These guys actually will stay in the center because once we move 1 space in after the end of turn 1, we will be in their range and they won't move. Now, if we stay on the outside after turn 1, which is our option, we are allowed to do that, then these guys would move 1 space forward. But so outside of that, there's no point in this because there is no west approach or anything unless we get some stupid event that causes, weird stuff to happen. So we do have a waypoint penalty of 1, and technically we're supposed to place our sights. There are no sights to place. We know this is the target, and so we have to equip our guys. So we have a waypoint penalty of 1, so we actually only have 7 waypoints for these guys. I think I did that backwards, didn't I? That I was supposed to have 1 less waypoint on the other bombers. I think I said I was using this for this mission. So let me think about this. I know I played that last mission as if I used this on it, but I didn't need it at all. And I don't think it impacted anything. My final AIM 7 that I launched couldn't have been launched. So here's the problem. I used this. Whether I meant to or not, I actually meant to keep these guys with their weight points. So I have no point, but I have to spend 2 SO points to get rid of the weight point penalty. And that's a stupid mistake on my part because I even told you I was doing this for this group. And then I ended up using it for the other group. So fine. So I've so far spent 2 weight points or 2 SO points. So our decision to not spend 12 for a second one of these, we're going to see if that backfires. I need all the weight points I can get is what I'm trying to get at. And so Crunch here is going to have 4 AGM-88s. I don't know if it matters. And what I mean by that is there's nothing to shoot at if it's just going to be bandits. But if there's some weird event that puts satellite stations down or whatever, then he's your man. He'll take that out. He's on the mission to reduce their attack on us by 1. And everybody's going to get an ECM pod and an AIM 7. That is going to be 2 of the weight points, no matter what. So let's do that. ECM pod and AIM 7. ECM pod and AIM 7. So we got that no matter what. So then we have 6 weight points. You know what? I can't just spend 2 SO points. I would have to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 SO points. You know what? I'm not going to spend SO points. I'm going to spend 0. We're just going to deal with the 1 weight point penalty. So I'm going to take the AIM 7s away. You know what? I'm taking the ECM pods away. Since we had the 1 weight point penalty, the ECM pods go away. And so now I'm at, well, there's no AIM 7 on this one. So I'm at 6 weight points on this guy, 6 weight points on this guy that are left. But we should be fine, because here's what I'm going to do. 3 Phoenix are going to go here. 3 Phoenix are going to go here. And then I have AIM 7, AIM 7, and AIM 9. You always want at least 1. You know what? Because of these bandits not having a long range, I'm just going to do 3 AIM 7s. And 3, 1, 2, 3 AIM 7s. So here's our situation. 6 weight points in Phoenix and AIM 7s. 1 weight point is lost. I have 1 weight point left. So I'm going to take this final AIM 7 away from them because I think I have enough. I really do. I need to destroy 7 of them. And let's put an ECM pod. Is that going to be good? So let's say only 2 of these 3 hit. So that's 2 planes lost, 4 planes lost. And then I have 5, 6, 5, 6. Whew. I actually am cutting it close. I don't know if I'm going to hit with all these Phoenix missiles, or even the regular ones. There's a lot of stuff I need to take down. As far as SO points go, or situational awareness goes, that's what it looks like. You know what? I can't do it. I got to take the ECM pods away and keep the AIM-7s in. We got to be able to destroy. Otherwise, we fail our mission. All right, let's see how this plays out. So we equipped our guys. So now we do the event card, the inbound. Gain +1 victory point if we destroy the target. So we'll set that here for now. And then we place our aircraft. It doesn't matter what angle we're coming from. Let's just say we're doing the south. Then determine and place bandits. So there's only one bandit to draw. And let's hope we get a no bandit here. I got this. Drum roll, please. Ah, crap. So we got another one. And that one has a range of 1. So at least we don't have to worry about him on the first turn. So these guys can't hit us on the first turn. These over here. Okay, so we revealed the bandits. Intel air defense adjustment. We could do -1 center sight. None of these are center sights. So we don't get to do anything. So then we do draw over target event card. During turn 1, sights and bandits conduct their attacks before fast pilots. I think I can, yeah, if I roll a 6 or better, I can ignore this event. I rolled a 2, so that's not going to work. So that blows. However, the Phoenix goes before they go. So we do get to shoot Phoenix first. And that's exactly, I think, the next step. So yes, Phoenix missile attacks. We have 6 of them. Both of our Farm Boy and Sticky both get a +1. The AWACS also gives us a +1. So we have a +2. So we only need a 4 or better to hit, folks. And then these guys all have +1 written on them. So we need a 3 or better to hit. So Farm Boy is going to go bing, bing, and bing. We're going to go after all 3 of those. Now, if I miss on any of these, they're going to get to shoot at us before we go. So that stinks in a way. And then with Sticky, I do want to take these other ones out. So for example, I do want to go bing, bing, and bing. Like, I don't want to double up. I can't. We just can't afford to. So we may end up taking pot shots if any of these miss. So all 3 of these are the same. So I'm going to just roll 3 dice. And remember, this is Farm Boy. Farm Boy gets a +1. This gives a +1, so it's +2. And then the AWACS gives a +1. I get a +3. So as long as this is a 3 or better, I hit. And there's a 9, a 6, and a 10. I mean, those are amazing rolls. All 3 of those hit natural. So I didn't even need it, but we got it. So all 3 of these 4-range targets are destroyed. I'm going to put those back in the cup. So 3 of the 7 that we need to destroy are gone. So Sticky is the exact same rules. He has a +1. These guys have +1 written on them. AWACS is +1. So 3 or better for Sticky. And you can see 7. These 2 needed the bonuses, but because of the bonuses, we hit. And then bing, bing, and bing. The Phoenix missiles took out 6 of them before the mission even started. And that's awesome. So turn 1. Our AIM-7s only have a range of 2. We're 3 away. They only have a range of 2. They get to go first. They don't do anything because we're out of range. We get to go. We don't do anything because we're out of range. So we were here. So now we're going to move here, which is 2 away from the target. And since we're 2 away from the target, here, I'll even show you. This one would stay. But this one with only a range 1 would move up. So we would have that situation with our planes being right there. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to start turn 2 with that scenario. And I'm just being lazy and bringing the camera back over here because this is where the action is. All right, so just to represent it again, This guy is sitting over the target. This one's one step closer, and we are, I'll grab Farm Boys. We're one away like that, okay? So, what do? Obviously, fast planes go first. We have 3 situational awareness, so I'm going to spend 1, 2 to let Sticky go fast, and he's going to shoot an aim 7. Farm Boy has his own situational awareness, and he's going to spend 1 to shoot fast. He's going to shoot an aim 7 as well. So we're going to get to take 2 shots, then they get to go, and then we get to take slow shots. But our mission is, let's take these out right now. So it doesn't matter who goes after what. Farm Boy will do that one. Sticky will do that one. So let's do the one in the front. Farm Boy gets a +2 because of this guy. He has a +2 on him. And then Farm Boy is a +1, that's 3. And then Eyes gives him another one, that's 4. So with a +4, I need a 2 or better. And I rolled a 1, which that blows. Oh my gosh, does that blow. So that guy survives. And then Sticky is he needs a 3 or better. And there's a 9, and this guy is destroyed. We actually destroyed the target. So since we destroyed the target, we could technically say the mission's over. And this is where this gets interesting. Let me look this up. I want to make sure, like, is it immediately over, or do I have to keep playing it out? Remember, we talked about this. So it happens during the movement step of your turn. So we do have to play this out, and this little jerk is going to get to attack us. So let's roll. I get a 4. So let's just say that this is a 3, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if we start it over at 5, 6, 7, this is a 3. So that means he's attacking Farm Boy. Farm Boy does not have an ECM pod because of the decision that we made. So he hits on a 4, 7, 9, right? Our crunch gives him a -1. So if he rolls a perfect 10, we're destroyed. Otherwise, I lose my munitions and get damaged. So let's see. I'm not gonna take any stress. I did roll an 8, which blows. So even with a -1, we get damaged. And the damage is going to cause him to drop out of the mission. And we lose all of our... well, actually, let me think about this. Do I get experience points if I get damaged? So damaged aircraft are automatically repaired and fly the next mission. But I think I don't get the bonus experience if I have a damaged craft. No, I only, well, no, I lose a victory point if one is destroyed. And then if the target was destroyed and no aircraft were destroyed, each pilot gets an additional. I'm okay. So what basically happened here is, you know, Farm Boy basically got damaged, so he gets taken out. Like, he loses all his munitions, and he's in invasive mode, and so he's flying away, but he still participated in the mission. But now we got to finish the slow phase of the turn, and that's where Sticky's going to come in. So he's going to launch an aim 7, and I got the 4 I needed and destroyed the guy. So we destroyed him, and now we go on the way home. So being damaged doesn't impact your experience points or even your victory points. It just means you lose all your munitions, which sucks. But I knew I didn't need his munitions, so that's why I was being a little ballsy about that. I just wanted to make sure, because I don't get damaged very much. And when I play this game, it's one of those. And then, of course, we play so many different... It actually stinks to own more than one leader game, because then the rules get jumbled. And DVG does like to switch it up on you. Like some of these, you actually get your experience points before you get your stress. And then, of course, your new cool value applies when you apply your stress. You see what I mean? And whereas other times you get your stress first, like in this game. Anyways, homebound event card. We're done. One random pilot in your squadron cannot participate in the next primary mission, but that does mean he can do the secondary mission. So, so we got to pay attention to who our squadron was. So it's going to be a random pilot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Farm Boy. That makes sense. You know, he got a little damaged on his way. So Farm Boy can't participate in the primary mission, but he for sure can go in the secondary. Okay, so this particular card, Fighter Sweep, was 58. It is a stress of 2. So 1 for Farm Boy, 1 for Crunch, he has a cool of 2, so he gets 0. And then he has a cool of 0, so he gets 2. So he's now up to 3. All right, so that's how that plays out. And then let's look at our rewards. We're going to get 2 victory points, and our intel is 1. So the intel is just humming right along. Now we get to destroy a bandit. And the target number was 58. And we get 2 experience for this guy, and this guy, and this guy. And we still have 31. Well, actually, we're going to spend, we might spend 9 SO, but I'll put 31 here for now. And then we destroyed the second target, and we got 2 victory points. So that is 4. Right? So we're there. And then I wish this wasn't written here, because what I like to do is, you know, we're at 10 so far. That's our running total. So we're at 10 victory points so far after 2 days. Let's see if anybody leveled up. So we'll start with Crunch. Crunch has 4. He levels up. So he's spending all 4 to level up. And he became, let's get rid of his tokens. He goes from average. So he's got a +1 to his air to ground. And now he's skilled. So he still gets a +1. The thing that stinks about these guys is they don't have very good cool, but he is fast now. So he's going to be able to shoot right away, and we don't have to use situational awareness on him anymore. So that part's good. And his capacity for stress is a little better. That's good as well. So Crunch levels up. Farm Boy has 4. That's not enough. Eyes has 4. That's not enough. And Sticky has 4, and he levels up. So we're Sticky. Sticky spends 4 points. And Sticky levels up 2. So here you can see he has 2 cool and +1. And he goes to skilled. So he's 2 cool and +2. Sticky is in the expansion, and by far is the best Tomcat there is. As far as I'm concerned, that 2 cool value and having a +1 air-to-air at average, and now he's at +2 after only 4 experience points. I mean, you can't complain about that at all. He even has situational awareness. I mean, he has everything. He's just not a fast pilot, but who cares? The situational awareness and the fact that Tomcats use Phoenix missiles. So that air-to-air value of +1, +2, +3, it means so much more in a Tomcat than it does in like a Hornet. Because in a Hornet, you have situational awareness, you have other things that factor in. But with those Phoenix missiles, you need to be able to hit with those. And you don't even need situational awareness for a Tomcat, because usually the Phoenix missiles will destroy everything before you even get a chance to do something. So anyways, we're done with day 2. So hour 34, that's not too bad. So now, am I going to do the resting? What's really funny is these other guys on this other mission, they're not very stressed out. These guys are. So how do I want to handle this? I still think I want to do priority R&R because it's always good. So we're going to take our 31. We're going to subtract 9, which of course is going to put us at 22 for the start of the next day. So I'm going to just log that for the start of the next day, and we are doing priority R&R. priority R&R is very simple. It's basically 2 plus the cool. So this guy's losing 2 plus 1 for the cool. So he's down to 1 stress. This one's going to lose 2, only 2. So Haas is still pretty stressed out. You come over here, he's going to lose 2 plus 1 for the cool. And this one loses 2. This one loses everything. And this one is going to lose 2. And we're just going to put a 1 out here. Now the priority R&R applies to everybody, even if they didn't participate in the mission. But these guys also get it. He gets it. 2 here, 2 there. And then even these guys over here are going to lose whatever was left. They basically get double stress relief. So you can see here I got just 9 SO points, got rid of all this stress. So we can do it 2 more times. And 2 more times, you know, let's say we go another 2 days before we need to do it again. You know, that's sort of what you want to try to do. You can get basically to 6 or 7 days into this mission, and you've used, you know, your priority R&R a couple times, maybe 3 times. And the problem is it's still a 15-day campaign. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. But you can maybe slow down a little bit and only do 1 mission a day. The reason you want to do 2 missions a day at the start of the game is, first of all, you want to level up your guys. So experience points. You want all your guys to be operating. Second thing, these bands are being reduced a lot. So I went from adding 2 center bandits to every mission to now I'm reducing a bandit every mission. That is a very, very big deal. And the only thing that's unfortunate is I haven't been able to reduce the infrastructure yet. But then the recon, getting out of this 1 zone is good as well. I don't care that I can recon 3 cards now instead of 2. Like, that's not as important to me. But it's still useful. But this is very useful. And that's another reason you want to be aggressive in the early game. And then the other reason you want to be aggressive is we scored 10 points already. And, you know, we need 69 to have a great... We need 25 to get out of the basement. So we are at, you know, 2 days in out of a 15-day campaign, and we got 10 already. Yeah, can I keep this pace up the whole game? No. My guys are going to accumulate way too much stress, even with good cool values. But anyways, you get the idea. So we'll start day 3 on the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.